My name is Jeff Rabinowitz, and I'm running for Florida governor in 2014. Many of my closest friends and family have asked me why I want to run for governor. Why not run instead for something like the city council? Some suggest I should start small and then think about bigger things later. It's true that many leaders do start small and then run for higher office. They enter politics with good intentions, but soon after taking office, they learn that going along means getting along. They make friends with business leaders and special interest groups. They come to realize that complying with the expectations of business leaders and special interest groups is the best way to bring in the enormous amounts of money needed to run for higher office. The other type of people who run for higher office are the wealthy businessmen and women who use their own money to make their way in politics. They declare that they will be the trusted guardians of the working class and poor, and they seek to convince you they have no ties to special interest groups, because their own money buys them independence when they are in office. But then soon after they are elected, you find yourself terribly disappointed by their lack of commitment to fulfilling the promises they so eagerly made. And so I believe that a fresh start is needed. To this end, I have decided not only to run for the office of governor, but also to start a new political party. My plan is a realistic approach to solving some of the biggest challenges we have faced since the Great Depression. I believe that not only will my plan help fix our problems in Florida, but that it will also make Florida the state all others will wish to emulate. Ultimately, many states will follow our lead, I am sure. I call my plan the Real Deal, and the new party the Reality Party. The Real Deal is a 7-point plan. So let's get this party started. Step 1 of the Real Deal, reforming campaign finance. I will lead by example on this one. My fundraising goal is $0, and I will spend very little of my own money. The maximum I will allow myself from now until the election in 2014 will be $2,500. There is an explanation of how my plan works on my website, along with answers to frequently asked questions. It sets out why I believe it is the best possible approach to getting us out of the downward slide we have been on for several years now. I intend to bring back the great confident roar of American progress and growth and optimism that Ronald Reagan spoke of. Read my plan, click on my petition to be on the ballot in 2014, print it out, sign it, and mail it back to me. Spread the word to family and friends. And let's show politicians how it's done without spending billions of dollars. Money that could be much better spent on other things. Step 2, reforming our K-12 education system. I like to say I got this one from the Ronald Reagan playbook in 1981. When Ronald Reagan took office, our military was at an all-time low in many respects. Morale was low and pay was low. Equipment was outdated, maintenance on the existing equipment was poor, and even more demoralizing was the fact that many of our military families were surviving on food stamps. That is essentially where we are at today with our public education system. As governor, I will invest enormous amounts of money in our public education system, bringing it up to the same standards as our private system. I will reach out to the federal government for funding, as well as consulting with organizations such as the National Center on Time and Learning for input on how best to expand our school year. I will also challenge our corporate partners in Florida to do their part, what I call corporate civic duty. I will talk more about this a little later. As governor, I will roll out a Florida Student Grade for Goods incentive plan. This is a program that will enable kids to earn things like movie tickets and shopping mall gift certificates by working hard and earning a strong grade point average. To compete in the world's economy, we need smart kids, not just smart bombs. Step 3, controlling the foreclosure crisis. As governor, I will put in place a policy that requires utility companies to cut the power on homes that have not been paid on for more than 18 months. At a minimum, the homeowners and banks need to be working on an agreement to fix the mortgage so they can start meeting all their financial obligations again. The details of this new law will be worked out by financial professionals on my team. People living rent or mortgage free are not helping our economy grow stronger. While many have worked hard to fulfill their contractual agreements but have been forced out of their homes and let the bank take ownership of their foreclosed homes, there are those who choose to live rent and mortgage free. And that is not fair as far as I'm concerned. Not only is it not fair, it is an enormous drag on our economy. The ability for people to live so long in their homes without paying their mortgage is an anomaly created and funded by our leaders on both sides of the aisle. It's been many years since the sky has fallen and realty has come crashing down. When the severe recession started in 2008, leaders knew early on that the solution was a multi-trillion-dollar cash infusion into the economy. Warren Buffett called the recession an economic Pearl Harbor, but he was convinced we had the resources to fix the problem. The challenge was getting an agreement between the President and Congress on the amount of money needed. The final agreement was about $800 billion, but that was not enough. The President and leaders of both parties knew it would be impossible to get an agreement on more money. Instead, they chose to prop up the banks full of cash, enabling the banks to allow people to live in their homes without paying their mortgages for an indefinite period of time. People were spending their mortgage money on other things, like restaurants and vacations, keeping the economy going at an anemic pace, but nonetheless, still going. I call this a combination of corporate and personal welfare, and as Florida governor, I will lead the charge to limit the amount of money we spend on welfare and entitlement programs. This might be tough love, but we have to make some very difficult decisions to ensure a strong America for our next generation. Step 4, providing a public health insurance option. It's simple, really. After 4 hurricanes had ravaged Florida, politicians were concerned that insurance for homeowners was too expensive, especially for the more pricey mansions on the coast. So they created Citizens Insurance, an insurance public option for homeowners. But our uninsured young people and families need a health insurance public option too. If they are unemployed, they will be able to pick up the insurance and repay the cost when they are reemployed. Step 5, reforming entitlement benefits. I will start by changing unemployment benefits so that they are made to be a bridge loan. Those who draw unemployment benefits will be expected to repay a big percentage of the amount received after they have found new employment again. And step 6 of my plan, implementing microbrokering. Microbrokering will essentially allow people to buy a single share of stock in any company traded on the stock market. This will include IPOs, and there will be no exceptions. This part of my plan is going to require some research and development. When it is complete, you will be able to buy a single share of any stock at your local convenience store or retailer. From that day forward, your hopes and dreams for financial stability will no longer rely on having winning lottery tickets or picking the Powerball winning numbers. You will be able to plan your financial future one paycheck at a time, building on a mega financial portfolio, just as some of the world's best investors has done. Back in August 2011, Fred Bergstein, chairman of the Peterson Institute for International Economics, a well-regarded, well-respected organization on world economics, made these opening comments at a recent economic lecture series. Here are some of those comments. The United States has gained enormously from this globalization. Our economy is more than $1 trillion per year richer as a result of this trade integration. This equates to over 10% of our entire national income and more than $10,000 per household. Additional benefits accrue from the financial globalization that has accompanied increased trade flows. The trade gains occur through 3 distinct channels. Increased imports hold down prices and thus help limit inflation and provide a greater variety of attractive products to consumers and industrial users. Increased exports enable us to do more of what we do best and enhance wages by 15 to 20% for workers in those industries. An increased international competition stimulates productivity improvement in our own economy and thus helps provide the foundation for higher incomes. Like any dynamic economic change, globalization generates cost as well as benefits. About 500,000 workers of a total labor force of 150 million lose their jobs, most for temporary periods, as a result of increased imports. Some have to accept lower paying jobs for the longer run, suffering lifetime earning losses. These effects total about $50 billion per year, a substantial amount in absolute terms, but only 1/20th of the annual payoff for globalization. These are comments Fred Bergstein, chairman of the Peterson International Economic Organization, made. So making a long story short, what I'm trying to say is we are in this for the long haul. So pay no attention to politicians who complain that other politicians are soft on shipping jobs overseas. Waiting on some innovative legislation that will increase the average worker's wages and slow the growing chasm between the rich and the middle class and the poor is pointless. Quite simply, it's never going to happen. The Occupy Wall Street movement has been chaotic and ineffective at best. It simply has no clear sense of mission. I believe we need micro-brokering to take advantage of the enormous opportunities globalization has provided us. Micro-brokering, combined with our innovative K-12 education reforms, to include economic planning, will not only help people plan for their future and live financially successful, it will also help stem or slow the financial hemorrhaging we have been experiencing for many years now. The trillion-dollar deficits have got to stop. We cannot afford them for indefinite periods of time. Step 7 of my plan, I believe, allowing boutique-style casinos in Florida will be a perfect addition to our economy because they will not offer food or lodging. They will not cut into the revenue of hotels and restaurants already here doing business. Just as important, they will bring in new tax revenue to fund our education investment. At the same time, every new location will be required to offer health insurance benefits to 500 uninsured Florida residents and their families. This is what I mean by corporate civic duty. In 1961, Ronald Reagan spoke out against socialized medicine. He referred in particular to a congressman named Aim Forand, who had introduced a bill which was to institute compulsory health insurance for all people of Social Security age. Forand is quoted as saying, "If we can only break through and get our foot inside the door, then we can extend our program after that." That is my philosophy for corporate civic duty. Let's start with casinos and move forward from there. I believe Florida can lead the way in bringing a resolution to a problem about which so many of us have complained. Corporate America has powerful lobbyists all over Washington, pushing for enormous tax breaks and special less restrictive regulations to enable them to do business more profitably. Both Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama campaigned for the presidency with a promise to shut down Cayman Island tax havens. The Cayman Islands has a population of approximately 60,000 people, yet there are over 12,000 American corporations and 300 American banks registered there. Although many politicians have promised to fix that, nothing has been done. So I invite every business leader, not just those with businesses based in Florida, I invite them to join our roundtable and take part in this discussion on how they can do more to contribute to the lives of every American. I look forward to your feedback. Please go to the guest book tab on my website and email me your thoughts. I hope you send me your signed petition as well, so we can ensure my name is on the ballot in 2014. Let's get this party started. Thank you.